I think it's pretty clear for most people with eyes to see that the United States is an empire in steep decline. It's rotting from the inside out. It's a nation that is becoming a pariah upon the world stage, addicted to waging endless war, addicted to incurring endless debt, and then exporting its inflation onto the rest of the world. A country that produces very little, but does export its toxic popular culture as well as the US dollar. And it should also be noted that the shift of the US being the world's undisputed hyperpower to being one of many in a world dominated by multipolarity, well, it's accelerating. The US's global free lunch via the financial systems and institutions it has dominated since the Second World War, as well as the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, well, it's coming to an end, and the people of the United States are going to have to decide how they're going to make arrangements to not only their country and how it deals with the rest of the world, but also domestically. While the ideals of the United States, well, they are lofty. In practice, however, the country is hopelessly a shell of what it was and what it could be. And in this video, I will suggest ways in which to make America truly great again, or more precisely, great for its own people for the first time ever. Hi everyone, just to let you know, I have some old favorites as well as new t-shirt designs on sale right now. Link to find them is in the description, and would like to thank you in advance, as it really does help the channel, as for years now, content like this has been put into an algorithmic black hole, as well as being demonetized. So thanks again, as well as I'm pretty sure you'll find something you will like. Make America great again, or for the first time actually, and here's how we could do it. Ban lobbyists, corporations, as well as foreign nations' money in politics. Make it illegal for government, politicians, or officials to ever work in large companies for a period of 15 years after their exit from office, especially ones that they regulated while in office. All political offices being set at 2-term limits. For the bureaucracy, a limit of 10 years for the managerial class and 20 for the technical workers. There should also be external organizations that create oversight in all US states as well as in DC that work toward government transparency and accountability. Break all ties with land-based military treaties like NATO, for example, as well as charge countries a % of their trade GDP for the use of the US Navy to keep sea lanes open globally. All support for Israel should be removed, and its power over the US government and its officials should be purged as well. The removal of all AIPAC-backed senators, representatives, and judges. The US is already withdrawing from economic globalism and thus should also be retreating from a geopolitical interventionist posture and pursue a course of limited isolationism in terms of interference in the internal affairs of other nations, as well as the bilateral affairs of other nations. The Federal Reserve should be nationalized, and the issuance of fiat currency created in debt should be halted altogether. The dollar should have strict regulations of the actual size and composition of the money supply and its growth. No more money printer goes brrr. Laws should be enacted that force the government to balance the budget within 5 years of a crisis that warrants deficit spending. Secure the border and halt mass, unrelenting, uncontrolled, demographically transformative immigration. All people within the country illegally should be deported swiftly without endless appeals or pleas for amnesty. Asylum should only be granted to those who add to the country, as nobody should be allowed to arrive and use public services or be added to the welfare rolls in any way, or those that are willing to be conscripted into the military for at least 8 years without a possibility of a pension, as the citizenship is the reward for service. As well, these people should be giving up their native country's citizenship, and these are all at a bare minimum. Any company or employer who's caught employing illegal migrants should face not only stiff financial penalties, but also lengthy jail sentences. No visas for migrants should be granted when there is an American national capable of doing a job, and no global outsourcing of employees without paying those third country employees the same wages that would be earned in the United States. All violent offenders should receive harsh judicial punishment, and foreign gangs, as we're now witnessing in the United States, that are operating on American soil, those being the Venezuelan gangs, well, they should be removed with haste and be processed in prisons outside of the domestic jurisprudence, something similar to Guantanamo Bay, for example. Also, we should encourage in the United States strong labor unions. Housing, again, should be seen as an essential part of every American's well-being. Rent control should be abolished. However, like in Thailand, for example, foreigners should not be able to own land. And similar to Japan, if you attempt to sell a house before owning it for at least 5 to 6 years, a large tax should be incurred to discourage house flipping. It goes without saying, large multinational pools of wealth like BlackRock should be forbidden to own entire residential neighborhoods and of housing and use them as just another asset class. Cut defense spending by half and redirect the saved money toward infrastructure, as well as social programs that can actually work. Keep in place, of course, the social safety net for the elderly and those that are mentally or physically handicapped, but do not continue to fund individual bad choices. Welfare should not be a lifestyle, and this can be accomplished in many ways. And I look forward to reading some of those and your ideas on ways this can happen in the comment section below. Nuclear power should be ramped up in areas of the country that are not affected by hurricanes or earthquakes. As well, the United States should be pushing for more domestic drilling of oil. Now, I could go on, but I just wanted to start the conversation with these few things that I don't hear very often or at all in the mainstream media or in mainstream political discourse. I wanted to add something with regards to healthcare, but I think that would take at least an hour video on its own. And thus, I would like to add is that, well, if there's anything else you might think that could help make America, or by extension, other Western countries that you might live in, better places to live. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked this video, please check to see that you're still subscribed, as YouTube has unsubscribed tens of thousands of people from this channel and channels like it since at least 2020. If you'd like to help this channel, it would be very much appreciated. Ways of doing so are in the description, and you can join our weekly discussions. You can also get other kinds of perks in doing so. Also, please check out the merchandise shown at the beginning of this video. It's pretty cool, and you might find something you like. It helps the channel, and again, is very much appreciated. So thanks very much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.